Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing.
Clothing from the movie White Christmas.
Click that White Christmas if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Or the subscribe button, I guess I should say, as well as share some of your art online with the hashtag Drawbli. We'd love to check it out.
Yes, so if you haven't seen White Christmas
I have
before,
not.
It has a beautiful dance number in it using this clothing that I'm drawing here. The beautiful Vera Ellen, an extremely talented actress and dancer. Here she is making her way down the stairs in the hit number Mandy in the musical movie White Christmas.
So I know nothing about this movie.
I've
never seen it.
Don't know too much about it either, but it's back in the days of movies where you had Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire.
Is that
and
like
then,
40s, 50s, 60s?
Yeah, 40s, because
40s?
she was born in 1921. I
Okay.
glanced quickly at her wiki article, and so that she would have been around, 40s or 50s probably.
So, we went to a museum in Cincinnati, and they had the clothing, like the original clothing
Yeah,
from
isn't
this
that
film,
cool?
which was super cool.
They were doing
yeah.
an exhibit for the Christmas season.
I feel like now I'm obligated to watch this film.
I think we should. I think that'd be a really fun thing to do, especially, if we're snowed in today like we are. That might be a nice way to spend our afternoon after we record this. But yeah, we got to go see it in person. And we didn't just go of our own accord. We weren't pressed into this at all. But we actually got to try going out with this group of people that we really wanted to try going out with, the Urban Sketchers of Cincinnati. It's a group of artists in Cincinnati who just get together once a month and go somewhere and draw things together.
Yeah, go to interesting places like the zoo, or occasionally they just go hang out at bars and do a Bourbon Sketchers
Yeah,
group.
the Bourbon Sketchers group
is
sounds
fun.
fun. We got to try that. Granted, most of them, all of them, except for us, worked in a physical medium, which I really actually do want to try the next time we go out with them.
But not me, haha.
You're a digital boy.
I'll never work in a traditional art.
But it was really nice to work on our iPads, because that's really where I'm really comfortable right now, especially when it comes to adding color. But it was so awesome. There were so many talented artists in this group, and it was so fun. At the very end, you meet back at the central location, and they do a throwdown, so everybody takes the art
Yeah,
that they
they all
did.
fight.
They fight. You lay your art on the floor in front of everybody, and all in one big, laid out flat pile, and they take a picture of it, and everybody holds their art, and they take a picture of the group, and then it's just awesome.
Yeah,
We met so many nice people.
It was a lot of fun. I also, sketched / painted something on this adventure. Oh my god,
I
what
don't
is
know.
happening here with your face?
A short-lived decision to try to add a sketchy face, which I undid on. I was like, no, I'm not trying to do a portrait from memory today.
So I also tried to accomplish something during our time here. You don't have a ton of time, and I mistakenly said, I'll try to do a portrait of this weird mannequin child on this train that I found. Here it is right here. What?
Nah.
Oh no.
Oh no, not everybody's a winner
Oh,
all the
wow.
time.
Wow.
I liked your work on it, but I know
No,
how you
that-
feel.
That was just not a good, well, it wasn't a good artwork, that's for sure. But I didn't enjoy working in that situation at all. Or we worked in a very crowded area where there were a ton of kid traffic, let's call it. It's a museum, and they had this little child play area right next to where we decided to sit down and draw.
Yeah, so we knew we had nobody but ourselves to blame in that instance, but nonetheless, it was pretty distracting. So yeah, one of the hard parts about going out into the world to draw, for sure.
Don't try a face or a portrait in such a short amount of time when you do not have nearly as much experience.
Yeah. For this, I was mentally channeling a little bit the work of a friend of mine who works for Coco Melon out in California. I don't know what it is about his artwork. It's a lot more professional than mine, of course. He's a professional artist. But I was sort of channeling his work a little bit with the...
How so?
The texture of my paint. I don't know. I'll maybe I can either throw up an image of his, because I've commissioned a couple goat portraits from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Cool.
here's the goats. So now you get an idea. Yeah.
Those are some cute goats.
Yeah, he goes by Balto if you want to follow him on Instagram, Balltoh, I think. He's great. Nice person. I worked with him at the hospital for a while because he was a patient transporter before he made it big and got the big Coco Melon jobs out there making Coco Melon bucks.
Man, Coco Melon probably pays big cocoa bucks.
I hope so. He deserves it. Very nice person. So very happy to see him take off as a professional artist. But yeah, so this 2 hours really ended up flying by for me. I was really worried in the beginning that I was not going to like what I created. So maybe like having deadlines and knowing that real life people are going to see my artwork right away pushed me to create something that I kind of liked the look of.
Nice.
Really quickly. So yeah, I was happy with
it. Wasn't 2 hours. We had 2 hours to find something that we had to paint. Also find a place to sit down, which was very hard.
Most urban sketchers are smart. They think like plein air painters and they bring their own little stools.
Yes.
Their own little camping chairs. No, because it was our first time. We didn't know, we weren't going to go out and buy stools just for this occasion. Plus, there was ample benches around, but our benches happened to be by a very child-prevalent area. I mean, the whole place was very child-friendly, so again, can't complain. But
it's a museum. It's like also we happened to go on a day where it was like a free community day for certain people.
Oh yeah,
like,
for this one
if you
town
lived
near
in
us.
this area, you got in for free.
Yeah.
So it was like super busy.
Yeah, it probably was more busy than they normally were, but it was really fun. They haven't contacted me yet to tell me that I won the raffle. I entered a raffle while we were there, and I was pretty sure I was going to win because I did the trick where you crumple up your piece of paper, which won me a door prize.
That old trick.
Yeah, I won a door prize at my work Christmas party with that this year, so I was ready to win again, but I haven't been contacted, so... maybe I didn't win. I'll have to go out and buy that stuff on my own.
I just noticed that you are using Alpha Lock on your paintings here, on your layers.
Yeah.
Is that what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about masking?
No.
Okay. Why are you using Alpha Lock?
Because I want to put a broad brush stroke across that area, and I don't want it to fly over the edges of what I've created.
I gotta show you a way better way.
That way worked for me.
Well, there's a way you can do it by creating a new layer, and then you don't have to. Then you can like use all your, you have the benefit of having a new layer. Without worrying about Alpha Lock.
I think for this, I was doing some new layers, and some I was just trying to work all on the same layer. I don't mind using Alpha Lock. It's easy to switch on and off with 2 fingers, so yeah, don't mind it.
Is it just a quick tap with 2 fingers?
It's just a quick 2-finger swipe.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
one of those. There's something else with like a 3-finger swipe, I think.
Oh yeah?
I don't remember what
on
it
the
is.
layers? I'll have to try that.
There's
'cause I
all
don't
those
actually
secret
know.
shortcuts. Procreate just did an update somewhat recently where they completely broke the liquify tool.
Oh my gosh, so
Before we came up
frustrating.
here to record. But you hadn't noticed. You hadn't noticed that it was
I don't use Liquify very often.
I use liquify all the time. I love it. It's so awesome. It's like the move brush of Procreate, like a move brush in 3D.
Oh, and you use Move Brush all the time in ZBrush. So
Well, everybody does. It's the brush.
ZBrush artists use Move all the time.
Yes.
Artists.
Yeah, that's what we call 3D people. They're artists.
Artists.
Yeah. So you ended up doing 3 different pieces of clothing here. You killed it.
I kept looking at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, I have more time.
More
More time. And I like where I'm at with this.
Me over there, sweat pouring down my face.
Yeah. Well, we were working in not the true digital realm at this point. We were working in real life with real people, which is where I probably have the advantage since my background is a lot more of the traditional, even if it is just idle sketching, because my dad taught me a lot of what I knew initially.
My main issue, I think, was that I couldn't find anything that I wanted to paint. I knew everybody was going to do the clothing that they had. I didn't want to do that. I really couldn't find anything that interested me a lot, which is a huge, we've been talking about that a lot, like how important it is to draw things that you enjoy.
It is.
This is really cool. This turned out awesome.
Yeah, for a subject that actually initially didn't strike me as that interesting when we were first walking around, and it was kind of more like, well, there's nothing else I want to do. A little more of the beautiful Vera Ellen being an amazing dancer. Oh, she's so good. Wow, she's so amazing.
Well, hey, click that subscribe button if you want to be amazing.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Share your work online with hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say,
Goomba.
Merry Christmas.
Wait, we should say something seasonally here at the end, like Merry Drawmas, or
Merry Drawbli. Drawbli Christmas.
Merry Drawbli.